scout Florida State.
Florida State? Oof. They're phenomenal. You know, interior, they're big and strong, and their two corners are long and super athletic. And I mean, they fly around. You know, they're going to cause some. Obviously, they've caused everybody some issues. You know, so you know, for us, you gotta be unique and find a way to run the ball. You know, into a tough front, and then try to find matchups if you can. You know, they're not everywhere. They're not all over the field, but you know, you got to be timely with the calls and just try to, you know, put them on their heels a little bit, and then hopefully you can get them into some man and then have some shots on the field. You know, but you got to earn that.
Yeah. You're coming up a big game for Fredericks and Ishmael both. I mean, against a good team that had a pretty good defense so far. When they see a challenge like this, I mean, is this where you can maybe tell if you're a pro or not when you're playing Florida State?
They got a lot of them out there, that's for sure. You know, and you know, they love that challenge. I know Stevie's excited, and I know Jordan is too. You know, anytime you get a chance to go against a team like this, I mean, it doesn't take much to get the kids excited about a chance to go and play Florida State at their place. You know, so you really don't have to say much. You know, they were spirited again today, just because I think once you turn the music on and they hear the chant, you know, in Inslee, they get fired up.
You know, Steve had that great game, but the last ball thrown to him was a
oh, it killed him. It killed him, and I hate to say I'm excited about that. You know, I mean, it's all he thought about after the game was I lost the game. We could have got a first down there, and that's all he remembers. And I say, hey, Steve, we wouldn't have been in the game if you didn't make the plays you made. You know, but that's the way he thinks. You know, and that's a really good sign about what type of kid he is and where he can go. You know.
How do you feel playing a defense that's bound to be a little fired up after losing last week?
Well, they play pretty hard all the time. You know, they went up against the true triple, which, you know, it's hard. You can't get too fired up. I mean, the true triple that Georgia Tech does, it does cause you have to play a little bit more passive. You know, you got a lot of helmets on kneecaps, and it's a tough thing to go against. You know, so I'm sure they'll get right back to their aggressive approach. Their ends pinning their ears back. The linebackers make a ton of plays because their front four eat up pretty much at least 5 linemen, maybe a tight end too. And let the linebackers run around and make plays, and so it's they're going to be fired up, and I mean that's what you want to play, you know.
Any comparison for you when you watch the team that just played Georgia Tech? You know, you're not running as
no, yeah, a little bit, but most teams have such a dramatically different. We got to see Pitt play them too, and it didn't really do much of anything. I was kind of hoping it would do more. They're so dramatically different on defense. Everyone does something different against them that they can't do against us because we run empty and we throw it. You know, so we're different that way, and that normally they got to find other ways to try to stop some of the triple stuff. So it doesn't help, but it's still fun to watch just to see how they play the pitch and who their ideas of how to stop it.
What are you thinking when Eric's on the turf again for a couple of seconds?
I was thinking I was mad because he wasn't supposed to be running the ball in that play. He didn't make many bad decisions. I mean, I was happy with the way he played. I mean, as a quarterback, I mean, you're always going to have the burden of throwing the ball to the other team, you know. And the more you throw it, the more that's going to happen, you know. So, that's just the way it goes. But on that play, you know, his job was to read the mic. And if Mike blitzed, you're supposed to throw it to the flat. And if Mike didn't blitz, you're supposed to hand it to the running back. So in no way, shape, or form was he supposed to end up with the ball in his hands. So, and he popped back up, and they did the normal protocol, and they said he passed with flying colors, and he was fired up. He wanted to stay back in right away, you know, which is he's a competitor, you know. So that part, I was at first I was just upset because that was his first real bad decision of the game, and he knew he had the mic, and he kind of stuttered, I guess.
So people keep on saying this guy's going to be awesome. He's only a freshman, and look what he's doing. But then people say, if he doesn't get killed,
yeah,
I mean,
that's
how do you temper? But he seems to be more prone because of the way he plays. But how do you, balance those two? And
I mean, he's going to run. I mean, he's just like every other. I mean, everyone's one play away from it being over, you know. And he's a kid that's going to run around. I think he had 6 carries, you know, on the game. So I mean, we've got him down to where we want him. He's going to make plays. I mean, like I think I told you guys last week. You know, I love watching the kid from TCU. You know, and he dives into the end zone, does 2 flips, lands on his head. He's fine. You know, so that's part of the game. You know, I think everyone's excited about what he's doing. So am I. I mean, he completed 70% of his passes, and he threw 2 picks. Unfortunately, one was a good read. He just threw a bad ball. The other one was a bad read, you know, and that's going to happen, you know. And he got the ball out of his hand. All the stuff we worked on from last week, he did better. You know, he got rid of the ball. He didn't take extra hits. He was able to get rid of the ball and avoid hits. I don't think he hit the ground on any of our hots for the first time. And I know his body felt great on Sunday. He was kind of, there was like an epiphany of, my body can feel like this after a game. I said, yeah, if you keep listening, you know. So we're all excited. You can't make him play completely passive, but you just continue to hope he's listening. And every time I watch him, he is, you know. And I think he's believing in it because he's having success.